tonight we have Nikki Kripe for the Crom. We have Rolly Keith. And a wonderful band feature we're playing right now. So just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy this wonderful show we have planned out for you tonight, huh?
Oh, hey, thanks, Andy. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Thanks, band. As you can tell, the band has rehearsed. We tried something different this time. And we've got a lot of people here tonight that we haven't seen here before. So let's go up and see just what's going on, huh? Here we go. Hey, John Norland back here. John, what do you have to say to people tonight?
Well, watch the show.
Watch the show.
If you're tuned in, you're watching the show.
If you're tuned in, you're watching the show. Rob Wayner back on bass guitar. Rob, it's a change. You haven't been on bass guitar for how long now?
It's my first time, actually.
It's your first time, and you're doing great. We really appreciate it. It looks like he's got a plug for one of the local restaurants around here, but we won't get into that. We won't get into that. Jim, I understand you're a little bit concerned about the equipment falling off here because this isn't very steady.
No, it's...
Or sturdy, for all that matter.
Yeah, that too.
So tell us about the band.
It's pretty awesome tonight, Mike.
Yeah, how
rehearsed.
many rehearsals did you have?
We had one rehearsal, which is
one rehearsal.
100% more than we usually have.
100% more than we usually have. Great. John, what do you have to say to people at home?
Great day.
Great day. Now, you know, we've had you on before, but I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
I'm Brian.
Brian, you're playing the trumpet there tonight with a special edition, of course, the pom-pom. It's a nice edition. I think everybody should have one.
Yeah,
what do you have to say?
it's my concession to school spirit.
Okay, well, you know, that's a great alternative. What can I say? Over here now, and we're going to duck on over and say hi to Dan Hacker. Dan, tell us about yourself.
That's okay.
Oh. It's great to have you up here, Dan. Beta Buddha Bless. Great. Okay, as we've mentioned earlier, tonight is the special show, which is the what show, Andy?
The Washington Square Show.
The Washington Square Show, right. Otherwise,
actually, what did it...
We've actually dedicated this to the people from Columbia, or South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Right, Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Right, Cardinal Newman School in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
So have fun out there, guys. Beautiful weather we've got out here. And you know why we have beautiful weather? Ask me why.
Why do we have beautiful weather?
Well, Andy, because we have Rolly Keith from Channel 31. One of the best weathermen here in town, and for all that matter, all around the universe and the earth. And now, what we're going to do, Andy, is going to have pool tips for us later, safe pool tips when you're swimming alone or swimming with the family. And now, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, a little bit of band notes for Rolly Keith from Channel 31.
Good to see you.
Great day, look at this. Now, can we've asked for better weather than this? We gotta move that mic. Can we get a prop man out here? Oh, we're making him do labor. Look at this.
Okay.
This is great.
Is this gonna be good enough for me?
Pull up a mic. Make yourself at home.
Maybe I just talk into this
There
thing,
you
something
go.
like this. This is okay.
Do you need one of those little clickers so you can?
No, I don't need that. As long as this thing's on.
Can't beat that, huh?
Oh, fantastic weather. Even better than I thought it would be, really.
Yeah. Now this is great. Now I was expecting rain.
You were?
I'm not a weatherman, so no.
No, I wasn't expecting rain at all. But I'll tell you, it would probably help a little bit. Both of us should be wearing our shades because the sun is really kind of glaring off the glasses.
There goes the old vision.
But I'm sure happy to be a part of your show.
Yeah.
And you're going to interview me, or am I going to interview you?
I don't know. Well, you're doing pretty good. I can let you know if you want. Whoa!
I'm not used to being the one being interviewed, but I'll go ahead and
we can interview
I'll go
each
along
other.
with it.
We can learn so much more that way.
All right.
This would be a great idea. Well, how long have you been in television now, and what got you interested into?
Well, as of February the 15th, 27 years, 6.5 of that at Channel 31, and 21.5 of that at Channel 19 in Peoria, with a year off from Memphis. I went to Memphis back in 1966, but came back in 67, and I'm not sure why, because I came back to my own hometown of Pekin, Illinois, a hometown that, of course, has always been my hometown. Born and raised there, went to Pekin High School. Ran away to the Navy after high school, came back, went to Western Illinois State University, and then as a business major, believe it or not.
Business, and you got into television.
Well, business wasn't my business, I'll tell you that, because accounting was the worst thing I could do, and I transferred to Chicago School, where they offered a degree in speech and a chance to work in radio and television, the early days of television, back in the late 40s, early 50s, and from there to radio out in Ohio and back to Pekin, and then back in 1960 to Channel 19 for almost 21 and a half years.
So you pretty much started out in radio then? You didn't have anything to do with newspaper or anything like that?
No, I have a speech degree, but the natural progression back in those days, television got their people from radio. That was, but now of course the kids go to college and they go right into television.
Yeah.
They bypass radio if that's what they want to do. Back in those days, you had to go to radio first to learn how to talk, to ad-lib a little bit, and be comfortable in front of a microphone. But that isn't the way it goes anymore. But that's the way it happened with me.
A lot of bugs out here today. What was your first break for television?
First break in television, I was in radio in Pekin, and one of my announcers said that Channel 19 wanted to add to their staff. They had 2 staff announcers because they no longer did a news show, and so they had 2 people on the staff. That was it. And they said, we'll need 1 more man. We'd been bought by Metro Media out of New York, and I went up and auditioned, and they gave me the job the very day I auditioned. I wasn't nervous when I auditioned, but I was awful nervous when I finally got the job.
Yeah.
And I was as nervous as you could possibly be for the next 3 or 4 years, really. But the first 6 months, after the first few months, really, the management said to me, maybe you'd like to be a director, or maybe you'd like to be a producer or something, or cameraman or something.
Kind of a little hint there, maybe?
Yeah, it certainly was a hint. The hint that they weren't really happy with what they were seeing. And I told them then, if you're not happy with my television work, I'll go back to radio, but I'm not going to be a producer, I'm not going to be a cameraman, I'm not going to be a director, I want to be talent. And
you're going to use television to its fullest.
And shortly after that, somebody got fired, and they made me the weatherman, and so because he made more money than I did, and since I made less money, they kept me and fired him. And I struggled through weather for the first few months, but became more comfortable before the cameras, and the rest of it, of course, is my television history.
Now, you know, when you're watching the weather, you look really comfortable. I mean, you know, doing the weather, it looks like that's your place. You know, that's where you're supposed to be. Do you look to go on? Maybe anchor the news or anything like that?
Well, I've done about everything you can do in television and in radio, including an occasional anchoring of the news, especially in Memphis, and the early days of Channel 19. But I'm much more comfortable doing an ad-lib show. There are people who think when you do a weather show, you're probably reading a bunch of stuff, but you're really not. You've consumed a bunch of information that you draw on, and you throw it out somehow, some way during the 4 minutes that you have on the air. I find that a much more comforting thing than being at the mercy of a teleprompter operator, that kind of thing. I would much rather be ad-libbing my shows.
Okay, so what happens when you walk in the morning, okay, or the afternoon when you get ready to do your show? What exactly happens when you walk in?
I think the first thing I do is to clear the weather wire and make sure that I tear off the necessary things that I want to keep and consume and that I'll be using. So after all these years, you know exactly what you're looking for. Sometimes it's not always there. Or the machine is giving you big problems. That's the first thing I do. Get a feel for what's already going on. Bob Larson, of course, my counterpart at noon, has already done a part of that research and already has his show put together. And I check his facts out and add mine to it, and it comes up with a kind of a hybrid between the two. And it takes me approximately now about an hour and a half to put the whole thing together.
What kind of information do you take off there now? What do you get from the weather wire?
The summaries of what's happening across the United States, the temperatures from all the major cities, because that's vital for my weather role. Then, of course, the National Weather Service in Peoria puts out a local weather forecast, and the stats on the day, and the present conditions. These are all part of what I search for. There is a 3:15 summary in the afternoon, and this is the summary of every place it's raining, snowing, cold, hot, whatever, records being set, and so forth. Then I check back to the 9 o'clock summary, and I'll check to the 2 a.m. summary, too. So I looked at three summaries. Where it was snowing last night in New England, it's not snowing at 9. It's raining at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So
track it a little bit.
Right.
You said you like the weather a lot. You know, you turn it on now. You see a lot of people doing different things on weather, and you know, how do you feel doing weather? Do you want to do anything different when you're doing the weather? Like do anything crazy, if you know what I mean?
Because I'm not basically a crazy person. I think I've always drawn on my so-called personality to be basically me. I've never considered myself a comic, a comedian. If I were to do that kind of a show, it would be hard work every day, trying to come up with a new and different gimmick or try to be crazier than I was the day before. What I've tried to do is just be myself. and try not to hide the errors or the mistakes. If there is a mistake on the air, I draw attention to it rather than ignore it like it didn't even happen. I think that you draw more attention to yourself when you ignore obvious things, and so I'll laugh about those things. But basically, I've tried to be me, and I think that my so-called personality and my talent has been what I've had to lean on for the last 27 years.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, your personality and talent, how do you think your schooling, you know, did that play a big role there? You said you had a speech degree. Did that help you out any, you think?
Oh,
that made you a little more fluent, or?
I think so. It taught me how to read a commercial before I ever got into the business. It taught me how to write a commercial before I ever got into the business, that kind of thing. And it taught me somewhat to be able to get up in front of my fellow students and be able to talk to them and that kind of thing. So I think I've always been a little petrified of big audiences and so forth, but I've never been petrified of a camera particularly. There is a difference, you know.
Yeah.
But I really think it's easier to talk to people than to talk to cameras, because at least you get some kind of a reaction back from the people.
You can see what's happening.
Right. And there's no reaction back from a camera at all.
Okay, how about if we go back a little bit to high school? You know, what happened in high school? When did you think that you know, television was for you?
Television wasn't for me back in high school. Television was unknown when I was in high school, if that gives any indication of how old I am. But television was in New York City because when I was in the service, just after high school, I would see a very, very snowy kind of picture. And so television was in 1948 brand new, 46, I beg your pardon, 1946 brand new. But it was never a part of my life then because I had gotten myself involved with some drama in high school, and I was in the school operetta and the spring shows and things like that, but always as a singer. And that first applause and getting the lead in my first operetta in high school kind of did whet my appetite for the applause. I loved it, but I suffered a lot knowing that at the end of the day I was going to get in front of people, and I suffered a great deal for that.
You think that's helped you out a lot? Do you think that's like a good way to get rid of something, like, you know, if you are afraid of dealing with people? Oh,
I think that whatever you're afraid of, go do it. Make yourself do it. But it's very painful.
Yeah.
Very painful. The early days of television, when I got the job, I auditioned before a few people. But then after I got the job, I was scared to death because I realized that all those antennas and all those houses, they could be watching me, and it really was scary.
Now, you know, you've been in weather for what, 20 years now. What have you noticed? What kind of changes have you noticed through weather now? The different, looking from like a technical end.
Well, thank goodness all of the changes have come a little bit at a time. It hasn't been a big, massive change when you add the pictures that we have today compared to the old map that you wrote on, and the forecast that you put up by hand. Now you have a Chiron machine that typed this stuff all in, and but in the old days I had to put my own stuff on the board, and they took a shot of that. And we used to have the old gauges, you know, the wind direction, the wind speed, the barometer, and things like that. Of course, they've eliminated all those things, but I think they were good at their time. But the Chiron that we have now, the fact that I'm pointing to a blank wall, but everybody thinks that I'm seeing what they're seeing. Actually, I'm looking at a monitor. That's the only way I can see what the audience sees.
Okay, I got a question for you while we're on the subject here. How long did it take you to get that down? You can look at a lot of different, you know, people doing weather and stuff like that, and when they're pointing, they can be up here
a million miles away.
Yeah, they can be.
Not very long, really. I was really amazed at myself, basically because we started off by doing some radar in the key. So I would be able to point to certain things on camera, and this is the start of it, the fact when we first had radar. And now, of course, you've got your prog maps and all the other stuff. And so starting with the radar first and then moving into the prog maps and all the other things, it got to be a lot easier to do. And I don't know, it didn't take very many times at all to do it.
Now, what other kind of changes have there been, really? Has there been a lot of other changes from the...
Not really, because I get my weather forecast the same way I did 27 years ago.
Really? Still comes in?
It still comes in. I still talk to the guys in the National Weather Service, as I did 27 years ago, twice a day, generally at 4:30 and at 9:30 every night, to make sure that there's no big change that I don't know about or something like that. Especially when a front comes through and it's an iffy kind of forecast. You like to find out from them what's going on from their standpoint.
Now, here's a good question for you. How do you like it now when you forecast? You know, I know you're just relaying the information and putting your facts together. How do you feel when you get rain and you forecasted sunny skies or something like that?
Oh, it used to bother me a lot.
Did it?
And I remember a few years ago, in the early days of May, my wife said, "Wake up, honey, you won't believe what's happened outside." And of course I looked outside and there was about 6 inches of snow, and this is like the 3rd or 4th or 5th of May, which is even later than we are right now.
Yeah.
And you can't imagine it, but it certainly did happen. The only good thing about a May snow, it disappears in a very large hurry. By afternoon or early evening, that 6 inches of snow is completely gone. I've been surprised lots of times, and I think that's something you have to live with.
So you really don't let it get under your skin anymore?
Oh, no.
No, I mean, because you know, a lot of people, they're, you know, the darn weathermen. Look what they've done to us now. Like you guys said with
well,
their
people
with
do
the
get
buttons,
testing.
you know?
If you had a long siege of bad weather, they do start to get really testy, and they really get irritated with you.
And that's when you pull out the pocket weather controller and you put it back up to sunny skies.
Right.
Well, you've certainly done a great job forecasting weather for us. You said it was going to be sunny.
Mike, a fantastic day, and I thank you very much for making me a part of your show.
But wait, there's more.
What, there's more?
We wanted to make you feel a little bit at home today, so what we've done, we've gotten a weather map here, and who's got the, here we go. We were wondering if you could do a quick forecast for us here. We've got a marker for you.
Well, I'll tell you this, I haven't been anywhere near a weather map. Where'd you get the figure? Where'd you get all this stuff? I see. Well,
Here we go, that's a good marker.
okay. All right. Except I haven't even looked at a weather map today, so I don't have the slightest idea, except that I know that there was, whoa, a little low up there last night, and the frontal system, that is Illinois, isn't it? Then the frontal system came on down through here, looked something like that. So what's really been happening here, and why we have this beautiful weather, is the fact that you've had a cold front come through here, and actually you got high pressure anchored up here in northern Minnesota. And I wish this thing did right.
Yeah. Good marker, guys.
And meanwhile, we're getting our weather off the front of that high pressure center. It's cold Canadian air, cool Canadian air. This high will move on away, and as it does, we'll start to get a southerly flow. Meanwhile, this frontal system here, which is a cold front now, will become a warm front and work its way back closer to us. And as it works its way through, it's going to give us warmer temperatures as we look at the weekend, temperatures around 75 or 80. But this little low, you got a low back in here, it's going to work its way across, and as it does, give us a chance for some rain possibly over the weekend, but it'll be scattered.
You know, that was a good point about the weather map here. I'm wondering what here. This looks like what? Kentucky Fried Chicken or something here?
Kind of a drumstick. Looks like a drumstick. Yeah, it does.
And you know, we've got some poor excuses for states over here.
That's
folks.
the strangest looking Illinois I've seen for a while. But then I did identify it.
Now I notice she's got shower written here. I don't foresee showers happening. How about you?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, or probably tomorrow night, even maybe Saturday.
Okay. Well, so we're looking for pretty clear skies.
Okay.
What do you say for the people who are going to go out try to do some sunbathing this week?
Oh, I would say by all means try. By all means try.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. We've enjoyed having you on.
Then I got to head to work.
Okay. Well, you have fun at work.
Okay.
Everybody, make sure to tune in and watch tonight on Channel 31, 6 and 10 with the weather.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving. Great show lined up. A lot of time left. You people at home are just so excited, I can tell. I can feel the presence of your excitement. And what we're going to do now is something that's extraordinary. I think if we did this on regular television, we'd probably be kicked off. But hey, that doesn't stop us. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for just a second. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A special and unique feature only to WCHS Today. You will not see this on any show at any time. Safe pool rules and regulations brought to you by our good friends here, Andy Kerr and Chris Couvert. Let's go right now, if we can, with this spare microphone, to our good friends Chris and Andy as they tell us how to use the pool safely in the summertime. Guys, hey, welcome. You know, it's great to see you. It's a great day we got out. You got your shades and nose coat on. Very safe, very good. We've got a tidal pool here. Tidal pool, what am I saying? We've got a small pool here that looks a bit dirty. Quite frankly, I wouldn't put any children I had in here. Looks like some bugs have been going for a little bath here.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us what we need to know about using the pool safely?
The first thing about safe swimming is always have a lifeguard present, even if you have a pool like this, because you can drown even in this little amount of water.
Can you show him, Andy?
Can I show him how to drown?
Andy is now going to show us how to drown.
Will I electrocute myself?
No.
Yeah, hold on to this, Mike. I don't wanna...
We tried, folks. Yeah, hold this for a second, will you? Okay.
Okay.
That's not John.
John's over there.
Okay. Somebody just said hi to John.
Okay,
There's John.
First thing about swimming in any pool, God, this is cold.
Thanks, Andy.
No problem. Is you want to wear like a mask like this, okay? And discard sunglasses. Discard your sunglasses.
Okay, how would you recommend, Andy, to keep, we got the mic switch.
Yeah, spit in it, like Magnum PI does.
Okay, I was wondering, I was just gonna ask, how do you keep your mask clean? And Andy. And then you put it back in the pool, okay? I won't be swimming in your pool, I'm sorry. I'll go up to the public pool first, thank you. Okay. Now the nose coat's coming off, folks. Is this waterproof nose coat?
This is not waterproof nose coat. This is,
what nose coat would you recommend for the average swimmer?
I don't know. We used baking powder because we didn't have any nose coat.
Stage makeup, folks. Okay.
First thing I'm going to
Here, let me put it by your snorkel.
Yeah. Okay. You hear that? Okay.
First thing you need to
do. Can you hear that?
No, that's okay, Andy.
Okay.
Can you show us how to dive for pennies?
That's
Ladies
what we're
and
gonna do
gentlemen.
right now. Okay, a fun game in the pool, any pool at your house.
No shock yet, no shock.
Okay, we gotta step out of the pool. Step out of the pool.
What we've done is we've taken two.
You know there's glass everywhere out here? I'm in bare feet. Oh, it's terrible.
Okay, what we've got here, folks, is two ordinary pennies. Pennies that you stereo. Pennies that you can use to dive for in your own pool at your own home if you have one, or of course go up to the local pool and they will let you dive for pennies. What we're gonna do now is have them close their eyes. Both of you close your eyes, please.
They're closed.
Face this way. I'm going to strategically plant these 3 pennies in the pool, and of course the winner with the most pennies, well, that's why we've gotten 3, so there won't be a tie. Thank you guys, you can keep going. We've got music. Okay, what we're going to do is take and place these 3 pennies strategically in the pool. The winner is the one with these 3 pennies. Thank you, Andy. Here we go, turn around please. Music up a little bit louder, folks. Okay, here we go. Okay, at the sound of the drum over there, you hear that, John? No. 1, 2, 3, go out fighting, yes! Here we go, a little music. Now there are 3 of them. There were 3 of them in there. No, wait. You've only found 2 pennies?
3.
No, okay. Andy Kerr is the winner of today's Find the Penny in the Pool contest. And a big round of applause for Andy. Thank you. The pool, of course, is yours to keep. So take it home, have a little fun with it. Cheers.
Contact.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Andy Kerr and Chris Coover. Safe pool. Okay, we got a great 2 people. Well, we had 2 people, but somebody didn't bother to show up, but we won't get into names because they only do that in politics. So, what we're going to do now is bring to you, as we're speaking now, Nikki Kripe right now. She's going to tell us a little bit about the prom court, aren't you, Nick? And Andy Kerr, come on, Nikki, come on in here, have some fun. Can you hand me that sheet there that you've written on? That's my plug for
man, there's glass.
It's okay, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just a flesh wound, yes, Nikki. Ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Kripe, and she is a representative of the prom court. Yeah. Little medieval music there? Is that what happening? Okay, that's fine. Anyway, Nick, we've got a little sheet here to talk about some things at Nightcap, but first, well, yeah, you might want to hold the mic. We're having trouble here picking up some vehicles. She's never done this for folks. Let's watch to see how she does this, huh? She's been watching Rolly Keith to see how he does it, so let's see what happens. Oh, she's quite well. No, it's on already. Okay, talk first, Nikki.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Okay, there we go. We just want to make sure we can hear you out there.
Okay.
Well, can you tell us who's in the prom court? Do you have the names memorized?
It's Jennifer Molina, me, and Sherry Van Barani, and Tom Frost, Scott Foster, and I'm trying to think of the other one now. Mike Bambrick. Sorry.
Mike Bambrick, right.
Yeah.
You know, this is my imagination, or wasn't Mike supposed to be here tonight?
Yeah, Mike was supposed to help me tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard at least. I don't know. I can't officially verify this rumor until, of course, after the show. However, would you like to read this, Nikki? Why don't I give you the honors of reading this little sheet here? Would you like to read this
sure
about? This, of course, is a description of some of the various nightcap activities which you can participate in. I believe you can still pick up your tickets as of tomorrow if you are going to prom. So we're going to let Nikki go ahead and read this, Nick.
Okay, first we'll start out a movie at Valley Forge Cinema from 12 midnight to 1:30 a.m. Probably it will be Police Academy 4.
Police Academy 4, huh?
Alright. And then you can go and play racquetball, volleyball,
Yeah, racquetball. Nice, guys.
and basketball available.
Yeah. Volleyball, yeah.
Volleyball.
Good answer, good answer. Survey says? Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Okay, available at Courts and Stuff from 12 midnight to 3 a.m. And then you can go bowling at Plaza Lanes. Bowling.
We got him on a kick here, Nick. We got him doing stuff.
No, we do. Okay, at Plaza Lanes from 12 midnight till 3 a.m. And then they have the wonderful candlelight breakfast from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. at Washington Family Restaurant.
Breakfast. Now, I'm curious here. What do they mean by a wonderful candlelight breakfast? What do they consider to be wonderful?
I just thought I'd fill that in.
Oh, okay. That's just, it's poetic freedom. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, all events are chaperoned by the faculty and the parents.
I guess you don't like
Sorry,
the chaperone idea, guys?
Guess not. And there will be drawings held at all events for door prizes donated by local merchants and a grand prize drawing at the breakfast.
At the breakfast. Okay. Well, so what we're looking at here is fun, food, and prizes for the entire prom people who decide to attend this event. Is that what we're looking at, Nick?
Yes, that's what we're looking at. And the grand prize is purchased with nightcap funds.
The grand prize is purchased.
Grand prize.
Now, what is the grand prize?
I really don't know. They really don't say
When do
here.
we find out what the grand prize is?
Probably that night at nightcap.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm just checking out and see what's going on here.
Okay.
What else do we have there?
The tickets are only $5 a couple.
$5 a couple.
And Friday is the final day to sign up and pay for them.
So, in other words, get in there if you haven't picked them up. And now, Nikki, you've been to prom before.
Yeah.
You like it? Do you like the nightcap activities?
Yes, it's really fun.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that, right?
No, volleyball, that's about the funnest, I think.
Volleyball. Now, you're a volleyball player then?
Yeah, I like volleyball.
Okay, well, I think, it's not mentioned on the sheet. Just hit the mic there.
Yeah.
It's not mentioned on the sheet, but I'm sure that it will be played there. So I think we can all play it, you know what I'm saying? Let me see this for a second. We've got a phone number up here. Anybody that has any questions about nightcap, any concerned parents seeing just what the heck their kids are going to be doing out, staying that late out in the night, yeah. Just call the high school, Washington Community High School at 444-3167 extension 50, and they'll be sure to answer any questions you might have about this. And of course, any kids want to know anything about it, go ahead and give us a call, and we'll be sure to help you out. Nick, you been in the prom court before?
No, this is my first
This is
time.
your first year. You've never done it in homecoming either?
No, nothing like that.
So you're pretty excited about it then, huh?
Yeah, I'm real excited.
And you know, if you win this, it's like it's a great honor, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pass this on to your kids when you grow up and tell them all about it.
I guess I could, couldn't I?
Yeah. Now, Nikki, you have a tan there. Where'd you go for vacation?
I went to Florida.
Did you? And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I got kind of peely though.
Did you? A little bit peely, but you know, peely happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's happened to me before. Even the best of us is what I'm trying to say, I guess. So, well, hey, Nick, it's been fun having you on.
Okay,
we enjoyed
thank
it, and you can keep the mic as a small token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
And just a joke. Look at the band. Look at them scurry. Can you get this real quick? Look, they're not ready. Okay, we've caught them. We've caught them. Thanks a lot, Nikki. I'll grab this before you put it back in there. Ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Cripe from the prom court, huh? Wait, I gotta come up here real quick and talk to you guys. You're all crazy. Jim, tell us. Tell me a story, Jim. Tell me about the song you're going to play right now.
The song. Was the theme of a famous television series.
That's right. You know, Jim and I have a special thing to announce right now, Jim.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet please. All cars stop around the square, please. All cars stop around the square. They're not listening. Okay. Anyway, what we're going to do here, it's the WCHS Today
Television Bonanza.
Yes.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, just what is the Television Bonanza, you're asking at home? Jim, why don't you tell them what the Television Bonanza is?
Well, you could be the lucky host of the cast and crew of WCHS Today while we perform in your backyard.
That's right. Join us as we go almost live from your backyard. You're wondering, no, here's the deal. Listen to this for a second. Go ahead, write the essays in, but we haven't had this approved by the school board yet.
We should go through the rules again.
We're going to go through the rules right now. Jim, go ahead.
If you're a relative of any member of the cast or crew of WCHS Today, you're ineligible.
That's right. You are ineligible. You must be over 11 2/3 years of age to enter.
All entries must be in the form of an essay, written in plain English, 50 words or less.
And all of the entries will be judged by a committee of 6 people, with the final 3 being passed on to a committee of 4, and of course the top 2 will be passed on to a committee of 4. All entries right then will be rejudged, and we'll look over them to find the final winner. Jim?
So I think that's pretty much it. So
I think that's it, but what we want to do is we want to give you the address to write in.
Yeah.
That would be the Washington Community High School. That would be care of the WCHS Television Bonanza, and that's here in Washington, Illinois, and the zip code is 61571. So make sure to get those postmarked by March 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Midnight.
Midnight of March 12th. Get them in then, and we're going to review all the entries, and we'll
March.
March of next year. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Folks. Get them in by May. It's okay. My watch stopped a couple months ago. I haven't fixed it yet. Get them in by May, and we will notify the winner by mail or phone, whichever is most convenient and least expensive. So remember to get those in quick. We'd like everybody to get a chance at it, because it really is a distinct and honor. But what we're going to do now is do something wild and crazy as we go to this once famous, it still is famous in my heart, television theme song. Take it away, Jim and the band.
What point?
Manually, Jamie.
Our prop people move that right back over here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do something crazy. A couple people have come by here honking in their horns. We're going to have the police officers, which are blocking off, of course, both exits. We're going to have them remove the horns from the vehicles as they pass by, and of course they'll be reinserted on the other side as they pass through. This service, of course, is at no cost to any of the vehicles, and they will be, of course, returned to their original state. Thank you. Andy Curry is on the side there putting up baby powder smoke signals to anybody who may be in the area looking for a great time. Unfortunately, nobody's found it yet, except for several people up here on the square. But thanks, Andy. By the way, baby powder is toxic, so breathe as much as you want. It's free. What we've got now is a special guest from Washington, and that would be the owner of the Sentimental Journey, and that would be one of our very own staff people, their mother, and that would be Mrs. Feeser. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Welcome to the big spring spectacular here. We've used that word before, but you might want to grab a mic there, pull up a mic, kind of like pulling up a chair, except it's a little more cozy. So what do you think of Washington now? It's spring, it's happening. You gonna see a lot of people walking in there now, you think?
It's a beautiful city, yes. I mean, there are a lot of people out now since the weather's nice, and they're traveling, from a distance sometimes to come to Washington to see the shops.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about Sentimental Journey? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sentimental Journey was started 5 years ago, and by my sister and I. We're both formerly nurses and decided that we would go into the gift business. The shop is named after our parents because it was their favorite song. And so it means a lot to us.
What kind of things do you have in the store?
Basically what we have in the store are home accessories, pictures, shelving, brass, that type of thing to help decorate your home. We also carry things like precious moments and other things to, for the home.
Do you guys have like cards or stuff like that?
We carry cards also.
So you carry
right.
stuff for like gifts and stuff like
for
that?
All kinds of gifts for all occasions, plus all the things to decorate a home with.
How's your business changed with Washington growing like it is?
The business has changed because there have been so many new businesses that have come. We have now 6 businesses within that one building, and other businesses now have, located on down the street. So we become a regular little shopping center on a beautiful square.
Now, whose building is that?
It's our building.
It's your building, and then the other people are in there with you then?
Right. The other people then lease the space, and then they have their own shops.
What do you think about the new shops here? I mean, there's a lot to offer in Washington, but what do you think your place would be like if it was in a different setting, like Peoria or another community like that?
I think the shop could be successful in Peoria, but I don't think it would have the hometown look, the small town flavor that it is here. I think it's pleasing for people to come here because it is a small town. It's on a unique square, which is so different for so many people, and there are so many different types of businesses here that's enjoyable for a lot of women to spend the day and maybe come from 50 miles, 60 miles away. You have lunch in the tea room and enjoy themselves for the day.
What are some of the buildings then in your, some of the little stores in your building?
In the building, of course, the Sentimental Journey, and then there's a Blooming Attic Florist, which does all kinds of flowers, fresh and also silk arrangements.
Good idea for prom then.
Right, good idea for prom.
Now, we know that there are a couple people out there who have not picked up their prom flowers. I found that out today during 5th hour when some particular student went to use the phone to order his flowers, and I won't mention his name because I think he'd be a little upset, but that still happens.
Try the Blooming Attic Florist, right. And then upstairs, we're going to have the yarn barn that's going to be coming in starting next Monday, and she'll have all types of yarns for people who like to make sweaters. We have Susan's Tea Room, which serves lunch every day, and then also Cedar Chest Limited, which is a ladies' boutique, and then White Lace and Promises, which is bridal shop.
Okay.
And then, of course, there are other shops, all going on down the street that, feature different things, country things, special painting classes in a particular place, primitive country kind of accessories.
Okay,
we have bugs. We have bugs back here.
Bug,
yeah.
Gonna step on it, but what kind of are they gonna have like a big Take Pride in Washington, like a festival or anything like that again?
We're gonna have Good Neighbor Days again, and of course it will involve both here and at Cherry Tree.
Well, what's that gonna be like? Sales in the different shops and stuff, or?
I don't know about that right now. I know that there's probably going to be a craft sale on the square. There's going to be lots of different entertainment on the square. But the Chamber of Commerce is mostly organizing the things that will happen both here and in Cherry Tree.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of that? Do you like that a lot? I mean,
I think it's great because people who normally wouldn't come can come and see that we are a good neighbor in Washington.
You go to a lot of these things, and so many of them are. I know that's the whole idea of being commercialized, but some of them overdo it quite a bit. And at least Washington, like you said, you got a small town. You get a small town, and people around here. A lot of people around here.
Right.
You go to a place like that. How would you feel though, if you, like I said, if you were in Peoria or something like that? How would you feel towards the
I wouldn't enjoy it. It would take a lot of the fun out of it because it's a big city. You become part of probably a shopping center where you must keep, certain hours and this type of thing.
Turns into a job.
That's right. It turns into a job instead of something that's fun.
So.
And I like to be close to.
You get a lot of regulars in there, come up and just...
Sure, we get people that come all the time, or people that may even be from Chicago and come once or twice a year, come for Christmas time, maybe come in the spring. So we have a lot of people, and then, that come that way, and then a lot of people that are new, and then a lot of people that are just regular people from Washington.
Now, looking back from, I think I have a crazy idea what they've done here. Shane Newkirk in the background is using his... It's just a sign, I think, that says honk your horn.
Oh, really?
So people are going to be coming through honker. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to pick up your free turkey at the end of the square. Your free turkey at the end of the square. Pick it up. Thanks a lot for coming by. Great. A lot of people. Now look, can you get people to do this in Peoria? No, huh?
People wouldn't know you in Peoria,
That's right. Wait till people have those horns removed. Then we'll see if it's so funny, huh? Yeah, that's great. Well, why'd you move from there? Why'd you? Excuse me.
If that was
we know where your horn is! Thank you. Mr. Woodward has solved our horn problem there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Shane. We're going to dock him a week's pay. I've completely lost my train of thought here.
I can understand that.
Why'd you move out of nursing? Did you just...
Got tired of it.
She was a nurse too, though?
Yes,
And you guys had, how long have you been a nurse? Before you...
Now that's a personal question. That tells my age. No. I don't really know, Mike, but for quite some time. Right.
And you moved out of it. You look back on that now. Do you think you made the right choice?
Sure, because this is something totally different, and it's just enjoyable to be able to do the kinds of things that you enjoy doing.
What do you think what do you think Washington's headed for?
I think Washington, hopefully if Washington can get maybe some small businesses in here and things, I think that Washington will grow. Not big, but grow somewhat, which it really needs to do.
Now, were you enticed to put your shop in here? I know they've got lots of tax, your different financial.
That's pretty much new this year. No, at that point in time, this was the old Silco building that we took over and renovated it, and so no one really had any of the government incentives at that point in time.
So you pretty much just came here.
Pretty much just came here.
But you enjoy it now, and you like it. Give me a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
Well, so if you're looking for some good tea, stop up at the tea room. People looking for their flowers still, where they
go to the Blooming Attic Florist, right.
And looking for gifts, you can go to the
Sentimental Journey.
And there's one other shop we forgot there.
Well, we have Cedar Chest. If you're going to get married, you have White Lace and Promises, and if you need clothing for women, then you have Cedar Chest.
Now, can they buy prom dresses there?
Prom dresses are bought White Lace and Promises.
Okay, well, see, now you can still get, if you're thinking you got to get that prom dress real quick, well, you're pretty much out of luck, but you can probably get
probably
it there.
still get one there.
If you hurry up, because while quantities last, I think is a big key word here.
Right.
Well, we really like to thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
A lot of luck for, for Washington around here.
Yay!
The business will go up a little bit. Thanks for coming. Mike, the car has been towed away. Well, it's okay. It's the parents' car. I'm sure they won't be very concerned about it, right? How much money is it to get the car towed back, right? quite a bit of money, and it's coming out of my pockets. Come on back on, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Kerr's come back on. A couple minutes here to wrap things up. We've got about 45 minutes. A lot of people probably at home are saying they've had too much fun. We can't let them go any longer. Well, that's fine, because we have. But anyway, Andy, I think the show came to be quite a success. Right now, I'd like to remind the people that they can write their essays. One more time, I'm going to give them the address. Write your essays to WCHS TV Bonanza, care of Washington Community High School, Washington, Illinois.
Can I do the zip code?
61571. Go ahead, give them the zip code one more time.
That's 61571.
Washington, Illinois. Send them right there, folks. We'll get them, and after processing through the judges, we'll let you know if you're a winner. And like I said, we bring the equipment out and we shoot the show from your backyard, and you can feel free to serve us refreshments and food. We all prefer steaks. How do we like our steaks, guys? Medium?
I like mine medium
rare.
Medium rare.
Medium. Okay, we like them pretty much medium rare, okay?
Yeah.
So if you get a medium rare for us, we love you even more, okay? Andy, why don't you tell me what's been going on, who you're going to prom with? I know you're going to prom.
Yes, going to prom with Paula Reinhardt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah.
What's she wearing? Okay, people are telling me to wrap things up.
She's wearing a dress.
She's wearing a dress.
She's wearing a yellow dress.
A yellow dress.
Pale yellow. We're going to eat at Stephanie's.
Stephanie. It's pronounced Stephanie.
Stephanie. Whatever. I'm gonna have some escargot and some crescent rolls.
That's right.
Oh, sorry, croissants and escargot. Oh, gee.
That's right. That's what you gotta call it. You just ask him for the fillet mignon and the escargot. Yeah. And the corduroy blue or blue.
Something like that.
But one last thing before we close it up. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this show, of course, dedicated to Cardinal Newman High School in Columbia, South Carolina. Yes, it is. In South Carolina, you know, it's great that you're watching the show right now because we've sent you the tape. You know, you're having a lot of fun. You're having a lot of fun. Oh, because there's some really neat people out from that school out there.
Where did we meet them?
Huh? They were just great people.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
yeah, they're great.
They're great people. Everybody knows about them. But we'd like to thank the people who stopped up to see the show here in the great city of Washington, and a great city it certainly is. We'd like to thank the Washington police for coming up and periodically checking to make sure that all of us are in one piece and we haven't been run over by any stray cars. We'd also like to thank the Washington City Hall for giving us permission to use the facilities here, as we're using the electricity and just being a public nuisance pretty much. And we'd like to thank you for letting us do it. And we're going to see you back next week, so take it easy.